pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
So a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series live here on JTN. We're so glad you joined us here tonight as we head to the Martinsville Speedway, the historic little short track that lies in the heart of stock car racing country in Martinsville, Virginia. Hello and welcome, folks. My name is JoeTowNetwork. So glad you joined us up here on the web tonight. Myself and of course our producer with the most, Bristol, on the cameras here tonight for 150 laps of short track racing from the paperclip. This of course is your Auto Sim 2 race preview. Remember, Auto Sim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go download it today, get yourself your copy of the premier motorsports text-based simulation game Auto Sim 2. Drivers being called to their cars for qualifying as we speak. While they're qualifying, I'd like to remind you, if you haven't already, to click the like button on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. And as always, we can't thank you enough for all of your support. A special thanks, of course, has to go out tonight to our friends at Team Speedlan for their support of our broadcasting efforts here with the HOBO Racing Cup Series this season. This is the last event of the year that we will be broadcasting. Unfortunately, won't be here next week for the championship race at Phoenix. But to update folks at home on the championship battle, Keith McLean currently holds a 63-point lead over Ken Hansen and a 66-point lead over Herman Reese. Steve Grant, one of the Team Speedland drivers, right now 4th in points, 81 back. Jeff Fugate in the number 9, only 82 back of the leader. See Magoo, Greg, both in chat. Glad to see you two again as well. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your week here Tuesday night. Not under the lights, but probably under the lights at home as we're here at Martinsville. Again, those qualifying times trickling across the top of your screens at home. We'll read those results off to you once we have them finalized here for your Auto Sim 2 race preview. Martinsville can be one of those tricky tracks. You want to get back down on the throttle. You want to maximize your straightaway speed here. It's 2 drag strips with a couple 180-degree corners that oftentimes lead to tempers boiling over. We're hoping not to see too much of that tonight. Can't lie to you folks at home. Can't tell you I don't want to see any of it, because I do. It's a good story. It's a good story to tell. But sold out grandstands here. Fans have been tailgating all day. They are ready for racing tonight from the paperclip. They are ready to see all the action live here on JTN, just like you folks at home. And yeah, we're ready. Welcome in, Zeke. Hope you're, I don't believe I've seen your name pop up before in chat, so hello and welcome. Thanks for tuning in here tonight. Again, qualifying underway. Just waiting for that to finish up. Then drivers will get their final opportunities to test and tune out there during happy hour. And then after that, we'll have a starting lineup. We'll be ready to go racing for 150 laps here from Martinsville. Thank you, Zeke. We appreciate you. Hope you enjoy what you're seeing here tonight. Hope you enjoy a great back catalog race that goes for anyone that's new, that's tuning in for the first time. It is always much appreciated when you sub. And then remember, if you like what you see, we always encourage you. We got almost 3 years worth of races. If you haven't seen any of them, I mean, it's a great way to kind of start and get up to date. Broadcasting weekly. December gets a little slow because racing season in real life is over. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of great racing action for you. See that HOBO Racing Chevrolet Dan Rubino? We'll watch him here as I take you through tonight's starting lineup. On the pole, it's one of the chasers for the championship, Herman Reese, who sits third in points. He'll start on pole at a time of 20.665 seconds in the 73 Cadillac. To his outside is the points leader, Keith McLean, in the 28 Ford. Jason San Diego, in one of the first of our Team Speedlan entries here tonight, in his 22 Chevrolet, lines up in third with Caleb Lingle in the 113 Ford to his outside. Steve Grant, Team Speedlan owner, in the 11, go line up in fifth with Fugate in the number 9, Dodge in sixth. Grant in a Pontiac. Rod Weston in the 19 Mellow Yellow Dodge, our most recent winner at Homestead a few weeks ago, with a marvelous strategy call. He lines up in seventh. I got lost in the sauce there. Matt Stern in the number 4 going to line up in eighth in his Chevrolet. Ron Simpson in the 25 Chevy and the 112 of Eddie Rayleigh in his Ford lining up on row 5. Duke Sorensen in the 59 Chevrolet and the 31 Dodge of Jeff Stekenis line up in row number 6. Row 7 is the 124 Chevrolet of Rick Castle and this 44 Chevrolet of Dan Rubino. Randy Smith in the 10 Pontiac, another Team Speedlan entry, and Troy Donahue in the 81 Ford Mustang going to line up in row number 8. Row 9, the 46 Chevrolet of Team Speedlan's Bob Gibson, and Ryan Johnson in the 78 Buffalo Wild Wing Chevrolet in row number 9. Rounding out your top 20 tonight, second place in the points, almost shotgun on the field. It's Ken Hansen of the 94 Ford with the 23 Chevrolet of Maverick for Team Speedlan lining up in 20th. DJ Hinsky in the 14. Sheldon Heselton and Wiley King going to round out your field of 23 here tonight from the paperclip. We are so glad you're joining us here tonight. No, we don't have a Hail Melon rule. I don't know if it'll work. I would hope it doesn't work because, boy, howdy, that would raise a lot of concerns. We've seen it before. We've seen it before. Back as Benjamin points out with our friends at the Maverick Cup Series. Yes, and definitely an unforgettable moment. It's anytime you come to Martinsville, I don't think they'll ever let us forget about that with NBC or Fox, but definitely an unforgettable moment that we will not soon forget. Ross, of course, was he run real damage here, and that would be the differentiator there. It's going to be tough to try to pull something like that off. You'll lose a lot of speed. So Albino has some troubles there. Herman Reese going around on the front straightaway. Steve Grant, again, a big thank you to our friends at Team Speedlan for their sponsorship of tonight's race. You'll see all those cars celebrating their 25th anniversary. They have the logos on the hood, white spoiler with 25th anniversary on the back. As Benjamin says, every time you say Bristol is a good boy, Bristol, of course, the best dog producer in all of e-racing broadcasting. Every time you say Bristol's a good boy, Bristol gets a pat on the head. So keep those comments coming throughout the night. We don't care if you spam them. Bristol definitely doesn't care. And we'll try to keep up. Make my job hard. Ken Hansen there in the 94. He's going to be starting way back in the field. Going to have a lot of time to make up with this 94 here tonight. Red car is DJ Hinsky in the 14. Hello, Larry. Thanks for tuning in. Hope all is well. Caleb Lingle back here tonight in the 113. Believe we missed him a couple weeks ago at Homestead. It's been a off and on year for this team. He's the last one out there on track. We should be moments away from getting the command to fire engines here. Cars will get lined up. Very slippery on corner exit tonight, Greg. It's going to be, I think that's going to be the big thing to watch here at the start of this race to see who struggles and who doesn't. Field's going to get lined up behind our Dodge Charger safety cars. We wait the command to get engines fired here from the Martinsville Speedway. Then field of 23 here tonight. Rather large field for the short track. Expect lap traffic to be an issue sooner rather than later.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the command is given, drivers start their engines and roll off here on the front straightaway. Packed house here tonight, folks. Make sure, be a friend, tell a friend. You know, if you like what you're seeing here on JTN, we encourage you to let everyone you know about us. We appreciate it when you spread the good word, and well, we hope you have a fun night here from Martinsville. Herman Reese with control, chasing the points leader to his outside. Keith McLean, field makes their way down, and away we go. Green flag, we're racing here from the Martinsville Speedway. Clean start for Herman Reese. He is clear and away. Jason San Diego challenging Keith McLean for second. Caution already out here. Couple cars slow in turn one. So we fetch the replay. Ken Hansen misjudging the braking zone. Bob Gibson slow. Down into turn one. Hansen just shot out of a cannon. Makes contact, sends the 46 around. First caution of the night out here on lap one. Welcome in, Angie. I wouldn't expect a lot of these cars to elect to come down pit lane here with running about one set of corners. Herman Reese, though, your race leader. Keith McLean, Jason San Diego, Caleb Lingle, Steve Grant, Jeff Fugate, Rod Weston, Matt Stern, Ron Simpson, and Eddie Rayleigh. Your top 10. Welcome in, Rocky. Wanted to give a shout out, because I know we don't see him out on track tonight, but happy birthday to Steve Rubino. Angie, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very often I'm not very good with remembering the usernames, so I am very thankful to Greg. That is a very Rocky Gordon is a very good name. Very good name. That's a good race car driver name. Race car light's still on. We gotta get another lap here under caution. Folks, we'd like to remind you to click the like button on the video. I assume you probably already have. One thing. Fair enough. Fair enough. We need I think what we're gonna try to find a way to kind of get you guys comments on the screens at some point to integrate them a little bit better, because it would be very helpful, you know, for people watching this back, that they would see what comments I'm laughing at, you know. But yeah, we're gonna have a fun night. A little caution here to start slowing us down, bringing on our parade, but we'll get going. We'll have plenty of things to talk about too. NASCAR Championship weekend was this past weekend, so if you haven't been here in a while and that's something that piques your interest, feel free. Dodge Charger safety car pulls on down the pit lane. Herman Reese going to have control here for the restart. Herman Reese with control into the restart zone. Back away we go. Green flag here, lap 8 of 150. Already got one out of line. That's Rod Weston slipping on the tires. They'll be side by side with Matt Stern down into turn 1. 19 car up the track, still side by side with the 4 off of turn number 2. See the pace car going to get to park here for the first time tonight. Good to hear, Larry. Good to hear. Entire field. Okay, we're gonna get singled out. We're gonna try to get into a groove here, folks. We're gonna get into that little bit of a groove. Put on our night moves. I hope we have thousands of people then. Troy Donahue around here, first or second caution of the night out. Interesting to see if drivers elect to pit here. Donahue going for a self spin off a turn 4. Very slippery there off that corner. Maverick snaking on by the 23. No competition cautions. That is correct, Benjamin. That is correct. And just real ones, yep. Yes, just real ones indeed. Very easy to spin on the cold tires. This is the in-game Martinsville. So this is stock racetrack, not a lot of grip on it. I'd hazard to believe that tire wear going to be a not an issue, but something to consider as the race goes on here tonight. Second caution of the night gives us an opportunity to remind you folks at home we got more great racing action coming up for you this week on JTN. Thursday, it's the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series season finale from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coverage kicking off at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the penultimate race of the Maverick Cup Series season 1 week from tonight from Phoenix. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. And then the Fuel Racing League heads to the Homestead Miami Speedway on Wednesday, November 15th for their season finale. Coverage kicking off at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much, much more, they're going to be live right here only on JTN, presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com. Of course, the NASCAR championship weekend was this past weekend out in Phoenix. Ryan Blaney snagging his first career Cup Series championship. Cole Custer getting his first career Drivers Championship in the Xfinity Series. Second career Owners Championship. Fun little stat there. And then Ben Rhodes winning his second career title in the number 99 for Thor Sport. Yeah, that's right. Fast had their season finale at Homestead this past Sunday, Ben. Yes, Jesse Love moving up to Xfinity next season. Stone Cold Cole Custer. Also Cold Custard. You know, I remember the Cole Custer used to do these cold custard reviews. That was fun. Bring those back. Although he didn't win a championship when he was doing them, so. I don't know. Dodge Charger safety car going to come in. Herman Reese with control here for the restart. Coming to lap 16 of 150. Second caution of the night coming to an end. And back away we will go. Green flag once again here from Martinsville. Boogate with a little slip up there in the number 9. He'll lose some time to Steve Grant in the 11. Talking with Steve a few weeks ago after the Las Vegas race, the team was very disappointed with the speed that they showed. Felt like they should have had something better for that mile-and-a-half program. They've had a good mile-and-a-half program over at Team Speedlan. And a good short track program as well. I see Jason San Diego right now in 3rd. Steve Grant back there in 5th. So they've really turned the dial up here after what was a disappointing Vegas race a few weeks ago live here on JTN. Shameless plug. But they've turned it up a little bit here. Of course, Phoenix next week. Still going to have a chance, it sounds like, with the 11 to win a championship, depending on how tonight and next week go. There's always a chance for all of your drivers to go out and win a race, and that's what Jason San Diego right now riding around in 3rd is looking to do. The rest of the field, though, kind of tame right now. Got a gaggle of cars here. Ryan Johnson looking to the outside of Rick Castle, heading down into turns 1 and 2, excuse me. Castle up the track a little bit. Johnson has to go with him. Here comes Randy Smith in the 10, our Auto Club winner from earlier this year. Greg, see Ryan Johnson looking for that spot now. Back to the inside, crosses over Castle in the 124. They'll be side by side down to 1 and 2. Still gonna be next to each other there. Castle gonna get the momentum off the corner. He'll fend off the 10 for the time being. Maybe not. Randy Smith gonna get to the inside here. Castle up the track. Oh, they figured it out. Caution out for the 3rd time here tonight. Can't tell you what it's for. Oh, no. Points leader, Keith McLean, he's around on the front straightaway. That's what it's for, folks. And he just got loose. Got back on the throttle, lost control. Rear end steps out. That Evan Williams Ford goes around. We have our 3rd caution of the night for our points leader. Going for a self-spin there off the corner. Would expect everyone to come down here under caution. Maybe not. Herman Reese going to stay out. Track position going to be the key. So you already had a couple cars coming down. It would have... No. Maybe not. Greg with a question in chat. When does JTN ever not have a great broadcast? I don't know. It's a good question. I can't remember any. May have spilled a drink, so he has to get him another. That is fair enough. That is fair enough. You don't want to be spilling that stuff either. That's a party foul. Party foul. Have you, personally? I am alone in the booth tonight. It is me, myself, and I. Got Bristol, though, on the cameras, so that's good. But yeah, it is just me up here in the booth tonight. For me. That's, well. Yeah, Bristol's a good boy. That's right. Bristol is a good boy. That's the energy I want everyone to keep throughout this broadcast tonight. Maverick going on by on the 23, getting another lap back. This caution. Ace car lights are out. We'll go back green next time by. Leaders, no tires. Had a couple cars pit further on back, so we'll kind of see how that plays out. Don't think it's going to be a huge advantage here. The track position going to be a key here tonight. I think that's why you see guys like Herman Reese, Jason San Diego, Steve Grant all staying out. They've had the track position to start. They don't want to lose it here or early in the running of this event. That's right, Craig. That is right. Green flag back underway, lap 28 of 150. Saw race leader Herman Reese a little moment there off of turn number 2, but he gets things going back in the right direction. Everyone playing nice here at the front of the field. Top 7 or so have a gap there to 8th, but really it's pretty stagnant right now. Randy Smith to the inside, Ryan Johnson. Dan Rubino with a big moment there off the corner. Again, Randy Smith, one of those Team Speedlan cars, trying to get around Ryan Johnson in the 78. They'll still be side by side down in turns 1 and 2. And Randy able to finally clear that 78 car. He'll have to hold the inside line. Wasn't completely cleared. Johnson sends it in on the outside. This is your biggest battle on the track. They are duking it out for the spot. And now Randy Smith pulls away in that Team Speedlan Pontiac. Did I have to say Pontiac like that? I did. Welcome in, Barbara. No worries. Unfortunately, though, Steve Rubino not here tonight. He's out there celebrating his birthday. That's, again, a very happy birthday to Steve. I hope he's celebrating at least. So Herman Reese kind of holding a steady gap back to second place. Jason San Diego here at the front of the field. Steve Grant about the same distance back in third. Field starting to wrap their way around this Martinsville Speedway. Duke Sorensen to the inside. Dan Rubino for position. Bino gonna get passed by the 59. Now Jeff Stickenis was gonna set sights, but he disappeared. He's back. Steak and Shake Dodge. Bright red Dodge Charger. Good color on a Dodge Charger, that red color. Randy Smith now to the inside of the 44. Did do good. Kept it off the wall. That is, yes. At the end of the day, if you can run an entire race here at Martinsville without hitting anything, whether that be another car, the outside, the inside wall in some driver's case, that is a good day. Watching Keith McLean, the 28, he was your points leader coming into tonight. Stands to lose some of that ground here. He can't get things turned in the right direction. Right now behind Rick Castle, looking to the inside. Hasn't really been able to make a big dent in the track position that he lost. It's only up a couple spots since the restart. Needs to make quick work of these guys too, because sooner rather than later, the leader will be calling. Caution. Look on the front straightaway. Looks like culprit already been driven away. Oh! Ken Hansen, Dan Rubino making some contact here. That was right in front of us. Here's the replay. Get Bino his replays. Yeah, Barbara, he is not going to be happy about this one. I think just an honest mistake from the 94. He gassed up. Probably thought the 44 was going to go towards the outside wall. You know, kind of held that one lane off of the wall. The outside lane. Again, split strategies here at the front. Leader staying out. The cars towards the back pitting. Keith McLean, one of them in the 28. Greg, I would love to do away with daylight savings time, let me tell you. Picking up leaves in the front yard while it's dark outside because got off work late today. That's not fun. That's probably the most relatable thing I'll say on here ever. But yeah, picking up leaves in the dark, not fun. So Herman Reese has led this thing so far tonight. Hasn't given up the lead yet. I say yet. He might never give it up at this rate. Would think eventually something or someone will come along to challenge the 73. But this is the kind of performance you need when you're chasing a championship. When you're behind in the points late in the season, you have to go out and throw a dominating performance. You know, if he can lead 76 laps of this race, he'll lock in leading the most laps. There's all these little things he's going to try to do here in the first half of this race to kind of maximize his points, and then you kind of go from there. Keeping the track position, though, the key one so far. Dodge Charger pace car comes in, gives way to that 73 of Herman Reese. Coming back to green on lap 46 of 150. It'll be 105 laps to go here from Martinsville. Green flag, we're back underway. Hey, San Diego, a little tight there off of turn number 2. You saw his teammate, Steve Grant, and those two Team Speedlan cars running second and third, the speed that that team has brought here in the past 2 races. You know, contrarian or contrary to what they had the race before. But it is still the Herman Reese show at the front of the field. Got anything going on? Not really. Single file throughout the field. Driver that we're watching, Randy Smith in the 10. He's been one of the guys that's been able to kind of climb his way up through the ranks tonight. Up inside the top 10 at the moment. In 10th. See Eddie Rayleigh looking to the inside of Rod Weston. Oh, he locked up the brakes, almost made contact with the 19. That was a close call. Now the 12 having another issue there off of turn 2. Going to back up the rest of this field as they're trying to let Eddie regain his composure. That was something, folks. Randy Smith gets on by Duke Sorensen. Sorensen just kind of let him go that time down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, we got a car around Caleb Lingle. Contact, then another collected in it. That's Rayleigh. Points leader Keith McLean sneaking on through caution out here once again. Caleb Lingle, smoke billowing out of the engine. Caution gonna be out, and folks, that might be a night ender for the 113. He got loose off of turn number 4, getting back on the power. Slip slide in the rear end. Rod Weston just was committed back to the gas. Randy Smith into the back of the 112, kind of sends him into it. Chain reaction right there again. Just all starting with one losing the back end, and then you get the 19 collected up in it. The 112 checks up, gets hit from behind. Look at Keith McLean get on through. Wow. Unsurprisingly, Lingle, along with a lot of other cars down on pit lane. Herman Reese pitting for the first time tonight. Team Speedlan 123. They stay out under this caution. Jason San Diego, Steve Grant, and Randy Smith. So Herbert going to make his pit stop on lap 55. Wanted to shout out a cool little event happening this weekend, the Bull Run 1000, celebrating NR2003's 20th year. Run by our friends over with the TMP and ASRA. I know a lot of these drivers here at Hobo, of course, familiar with Roger Nevelsek. But the 2023 Bull Run 1000, they have a Facebook page set up. We'll share that in chat here for any of you guys out there that are interested in joining. So, idea is you're teamed up. Catch team cars, you'll race out there. For some endurance racing here at NR2003. So, interesting concept. You can go check it out again. Bull Run 1000 this weekend, hosted by our friends over at TMP. Jason San Diego is going to be leading us back to green in the 22. Team Speedlan 1-2 here. Saw Randy Smith end up coming down pit lane. So, Jason San Diego out front for the first time tonight. What can he do with track position in the race lead? We'll wait and see. Green flag at 59 of 150. Here comes the teammate. Steve Grant closing in on Jason San Diego. Matt Stern now in third in the number 4. Herman Reese, fresh tires. They're coming. He has moved up into the 5th position. Rod Weston getting on by Jeff Stekenis. Stekenis stuck on the outside. Here comes Keith McLean in the 28. Keith gets on by Ken Hansen now, so 31 is Stekenis. He's just stuck on the outside for the time being. 28, McLean to the inside of Weston for a spot now. They almost meet there in the center of the corner. 28 going to just clear himself. Clears him into the 19, into the outside wall. That's an oopsie doodles. Weston now trying to recover. Hansen now to the inside. And Hansen trying to get up the spot again. He's second in the points coming into tonight, so needs to finish ahead of that 28. Weston again roughed up there off of turn number 4. Rick Castle now to the inside. Castle gives way back up front. Jason San Diego still leading, but this top 3, they are closing in on each other underneath a blanket at this point. Herman Reese going on by Eddie Rayleigh for the 4th spot. So now Herman's got some clear track out in front of him to chase down the rest of this top 3. We'll see how aggressive Fugate in the 9 and McLean in the 28 get with this 112. Rayleigh again stayed out on the old tires. U.S. Army Ford. Hansen up the track there. Weston now works back to the inside. Hansen hard into the outside wall. Caution gonna be out here. Front row Shaggy. Allow those cars at the front to go down pit lane. Rod West, he just... Oh. I don't think that was anything intentional, but looks like he got on the brakes, got off of him to try to get the car back under control, and then just wasn't enough room there, got into the 94. A slew of cars going to come down pit lane here, led by former race leader Jason San Diego. Matt Stern staying out, so he will inherit the race lead. San Diego and Grant on pit lane for the first time tonight. And they'll stay 1-2 off of pit road. They'll be cycled behind the cars that stayed out, of course. So Matt Stern out in front of the field. Halfway there. We are halfway there. Dangerous move by the 19 car. Yep. So the pace car is in field at the command of Matt Stern here for the restart. 75 laps to go when we get the green. Perfect halfway break. Green flag, we're back underway. Good jump there from the race leader, Matt Stern, in the number 4. Field gets down and away off of turn number 2. Everyone being nice and careful. Caution, though, is out. 14 of Hinskey around. And the second half of this race starts off just like the first with a caution on the first lap. It's like a log jam, an accordion, a backup. So everyone was slowing down. It looked like for the 10, maybe. And last week's, or 2 weeks ago, second place finisher DJ Hinskey is just unfortunately collected up in it. Looks like this kind of happens, I guess, behind the 10. Maybe it was the 59. I'm trying to sleuth this out for you folks at home. These accordion-style wrecks, they're not uncommon here, of course. Again, Hinskey, the one paying the price for it, he goes around. We lined up at the tail end of the field here for the restart. They're getting an opportunity to come down pit lane. NASCAR Championship weekend. Ryan Blaney, of course, got the big championship in the NASCAR Cup Series Sunday. You can get your NASCAR Championship gear at our friends at CircleBDiecast.com and use code JTN at checkout. You'll receive a discount on your order shipping. We didn't realize that code was still active, so we haven't been promoting it, but it is still active, and we like you folks to save money. And if you have a friend that likes diecast, or a family member that likes diecast or NASCAR related stuff, or they even have some other great stuff, IndyCar stuff up there. They have some movie cars, some college athletics stuff. But you have a loved one for the holiday season that would enjoy some stuff from our friends at CircleBDiecast.com. You can use code JTN and check out, save yourself some money on shipping. Of course, everything's kind of moved to online shopping around the holidays now. While you're doing your online shopping this holidays, we also remind you can check out the JTN merch store. Get yourself some JTN merch. You gotta be comfy when you're doing that holiday shopping. You got crew necks that are nice, hoodies, of course. So we'll go back green next time around. We're on lap 82. I wanted to talk about Ryan Blaney winning the Cup Championship. We had all of our thoughts. We talked about it last week on the Fake Racers podcast. Always encourage folks at home, if you need something to listen to while you're at work during the day or school or you're studying, whatever it may be, check out the Fake Racers podcast with myself, Davey Hazard, and Matthew Steelman over on JTN2 or on your favorite podcast platform. But Matt Stern's leading us back to green, coming to lap 82. 150, green flag. We're back underway here at Martinsville. Saw the Ford car a little bit loose there off the corner. That's going to allow Herman Reese to have an opportunity to dive to the inside. He doesn't take it there. He's the more conservative approach. Nothing too uncommon with driver number 73. Be conservative. Always really good at saving the tires and whatnot on this car. Does a good job of it. So wait, watch, and see if Jason San Diego, Steve Grant, those cars that had recently pit, they were able to. If there's any difference between what they have underneath them and what Herman has. It's kind of been the cars we've seen at the front of the field all throughout this race tonight. Dan Rubino having a good run up into the 4th spot in the 44. See, in San Diego maybe being backed up, though, by this 44 car. That's got to get frustrating eventually if you're the driver of the 22. You were just ready to lead the race. And points leader Keith McLean around here in turn 3. Big pile up. Rick Castle involved. Caution going to be out. Field slows down, but folks, that's that accordion effect we've been talking about here at the corners. It causes another incident. You see Keith having to jump on the binders, and he really wasn't able to jump on them at the same rate. It's always cool to have a fight. KJ, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Keith just went around. Just got spun out. You know, I'm happy. Ryan Blaney won the championship. That was my pick and who I wanted to win. Those two things don't always coincide with each other, but this year they did. So that was cool. So in that sense, things are going great. I am a Ford enjoyer out of the 3 manufacturers, although Toyota isn't that bad. Blaney earned it. That is... Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So Herman Reese going to lead us back to green on lap 91 when we get it. Caleb Link will get one of his laps back there in the 113. And a quick reminder, great racing action coming up here on JTN. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series heads to Indy on Thursday. And Maverick Cup Series at Phoenix next Tuesday. And Fuel Racing League season finale from Homestead on Wednesday of next week, November 15th. Coming back to green, Herman Reese with control here. Lap 91 of 150. 60 laps remain here from Martinsville. Green flag, we're back underway. Herman again gets a decent enough restart there in the number 73. Clear of Fugate in the 9. Jason San Diego, Steve Grant, and Randy Smith, 3 of your Team Speedlan cars there inside the top 5. Herman Reese starting to pull away with a lead here. See Keith McLean to the inside of Matt Stern, taking a spot away. Maverick to the inside of Ryan Johnson for position. Further up, looked like a battle with Jeff Stickenis. Eddie Rayleigh and Duke Sorensen, they got things sorted. Oh, we got one around. It's Stickenis. Caution going to be out here. He's around exit of turn number 2. Not a good space. Not a good place to be spun around. He just went around by himself, folks. You see the replay? Itza does a good job of getting around him. So does Rod Weston and everyone else behind. Doing a phenomenal job. Yeah. Make sure if you haven't already, folks, click the like button on the video, subscribe. A couple new subscribers tonight, so can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. And always encourage everyone at home to make sure, you know, if you really like what you're seeing, you like what we're doing, you want to go that extra mile, encourage you to share the live stream link, share the YouTube channel. Word of mouth is the only advertising we really do here on JTN, so you know, being part of that is always much appreciated. Whether you're, you know, if you're sharing it in maybe Discords that you have with friends or on message boards or whatever it may be, it is much appreciated, and we do see it. So again, as always, a big thank you. You can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork. We're over on X, Facebook, Instagram. We have race day posts on Facebook and Instagram, so if you follow us there, you have no excuse to miss any of these broadcasts. You can also click the bell icon to be notified anytime we go live. Going back green next time by lap 100 to 150. It'll be 51 laps to go. Herman Reese is your race leader. And it's been an up and down night for the points leader. Keith McLean, he's starting out back here. The race are going to have some ground to make up to try to close the gap here on the 73. He was running second at one point, spun by himself. So kind of been a night where they got to... Well, they kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit there on the 2018, but don't tell Keith I said that. Going back to green, Herman Reese with control, and back away we will go. Once again here from Martinsville, 51 laps to go. Steve Grant trying to apply some pressure to teammate Jason San Diego there. Caution, though, is out. Dan Rubino, Matt Stern involved here in turn 2. We just decided to go 3 wide. Be kind of a checkup here. I think Matt Stern was just being too careful, knowing what the 28's racing for. Didn't want to hit him. Rocky, I have not been keeping count. Enough yellows. I think that's what I would hazard to believe. All of them. Yeah, well. One more look at it. So again, Herman Reese is your race leader. So Herman Reese will lead us back to green. Jeff Fugate in second now. Jason San Diego, Steve Grant, Randy Smith. Your top five. Larry, it has been the 73 at Herman Reese. Yep. I can't tell you the exact number, but it has been Herman. And I think he's probably locked that up at this point. He's leading till about lap 60. He's been leading for a little bit more than 20 laps now, so should have locked up most laps led here tonight. Again, good points night for the 73. That's what they really needed to have a shot next week at Phoenix for the title. Green flag, we're back underway. 45 laps to go here from Martinsville. Caution's out. Rod Weston slow here off of turn number 4. It looks like I don't have a cause for this caution. What? I could not. Here's the night. Okay, so it is the 19. Rod Weston goes for a little bit of a spin. Caution for that. There's a pace car. We've talked about them here tonight. Right now, they got 3 cars inside the top 5. Team Speedlan, they're celebrating their 25th anniversary. A big thank you to Steve Grant and his entire team. Jason San Diego there in the 22. Randy Smith in the 10. Maverick in the 23 joining the team. Bob Gibson and Wiley King has retired out of this race. But to Team Speedlan for their support of us here on JTN, for being our sponsor for tonight's broadcast for a few races here this year with Hobo. Of course, the last 3 that we've broadcast have been presented by Team Speedlan. And again, folks, a big thank you to Steve Grant and his entire team at Team Speedlan for being a sponsor of tonight's race. You gotta do well in the races that you sponsor too, so they're up inside the top 5 with 3 other cars. They know what they're doing. I think the pace cars led the most laps. Well, I don't think Herman Reese wants that to be the case. I think he wants to see the most laps. He needs those points. Pace car driver doesn't need them. Herman Reese with control, under 40 laps to go here from Martinsville. Going back to green lap 113 of 150. Green flag, back underway. Totally thought the caution light was already back on. I'm starting to see things, folks. Keeping our eyes back here on Keith McClay of the 28 to see how he can drive to the front. Try to get around one of those Team Speedlan cars in Maverick. Maverick just going to let him on by. Courteous move there from the driver of the 23, knowing what's on the line for the 28 here tonight. Back up front is Jason San Diego, now starting to apply some pressure to the back bumper of Fugate. Okay, San Diego going to lose a spot. Steve Grant gets on by for third, so he moves up onto the podium. Teammates battling here at the back of the top 5. Now Randy Smith looking to the inside of the 22 for 4th. San Diego able to pull away. That 22's kind of been the best of the Team Speedlan bunch tonight, but Steve Grant now going on by after a slip up from Jason. Moves up onto the podium. Playing the 28, just got by Ken Hansen for a spot. So again, trying to get some of those points back. Jason San Diego hitting the curb a little bit there. That's going to disrupt his momentum. Caution out, though. Let's grab a replay. For Donahue going for a spin here in turns 3 and 4. Been a lot of that tonight, too. It hasn't been contact. It hasn't been guys roughing each other up. Just a testament to how slick this track is here this evening. Herman Reese still your race leader. He's not going to scoff at a caution kind of taken away. Oh, pace car just hit the pit wall. Wow. Hope he's okay. Let's get a replay of that. I don't know if we're gonna get a good angle of it here. We're doing it live, folks. Get a replay of it. It kind of looks funny. Hopefully the pace car driver's okay, though. You're gonna see the pace car up on the right, and bam. Hey, you know it's a Dodge. It's gonna have a rebuilt title now. He probably didn't spill his drink. So Herman Reese is going to lead us back to green. Again, he's going for that maximum point night. So a win will definitely help the 73 team. They were third in points coming into this race. He sat 66 points behind Keith McLean. It's about 5 points for position. Herman going to get the 5 bonus points for leading lap, 5 bonus points for leading the most laps too. So already 10 more points, 15 if the 28 finishes behind him. But so 10 extra points in the bucket. Keith McLean going to have some ground to make up because there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's about a 40-point swing could be incoming. It makes next week a little bit tougher for the 28 with only a 20-point margin to play with. Herman Reese going to have control here. Lap 125 of 150 when we get the green. There it is, and we're back underway here from Martinsville. The other thing that being up front helps you with if you're a 73 is stay out of the rough stuff. We've seen Keith McLean be involved in it tonight in the 28. He sits back in 8th. Race leader Herman Reese. Bugate in 2nd. Steve Grant, Jason San Diego, Randy Smith. Your top 5. Steve Grant also in this points battle. He came into the night 81 points back, so a little bit of a little bit larger hole. He wouldn't mind parking this 11 car in victory lane. Looks to the inside. Caution is out. Slow here off the corner. I think it's going to involve him. It does. Contact with the 4 of Matt Stern. Car running to the left rear quarter. And it's kind of been a product of what we've seen tonight. Short track racing. That's just short track racing. Insert your Joey Logano impression there. But again, makes Herman Reese's job a little bit easier. He's just got to keep getting good restarts in the 73. Reese saving fuel there. And it's been about 70 or so laps. Hit on lap 55. Gonna be going back green with less than 20 laps to go. We need the pace car lights to go out next time by. Maybe we can. It's been a rough night. It's been a rough night. Nothing that we haven't seen before. It's short track racing at its finest. Sometimes it's close confines of the Martinsville Speedway. They get the best of you. I think these drivers know that it's just been a rough track to handle, and we're gonna give it our best here these last 19 laps. Green flag. We're back underway. Herman Reese out in front of the field. Duke Sorensen, big move trying to get by Randy Smith. That's going to allow Keith McLean to get to the inside. Almost contact there off of turn number 2. 28 still trying to get to the inside of the 59. Big move down into turn 3. He'll clear up through the center. Park the car in the middle of the corner and drive off. Keith McLean gains another spot in the 28 points leader. Again, trying to charge back into the top 5. Every spot is 5 less points. Think about it like that. Every spot is 5 less points that the 28 loses to the 73 here tonight. It's 5 more points that he'll have next week in his bucket. Challenging Randy Smith next for a top 5 spot if he can get there. Smith loose off the corner. Bugate starting to try to apply some pressure to the back of Herman Reese in the 73. Top three have kind of broken away from the next three. Oh, Keith, careful, careful. Don't want to make contact with anyone and spit him out here late. This 28 has a little more pace right now, but Randy Smith doing an excellent job in this 10. 28 now to the inside. McLean trying to get up inside the top 5. He's not there. That time by again. Aggressive lunges down to the corner from the 28, trying to make the 10 make a mistake. Here comes Steve Grant for second to the inside of Jeff Fugate for the spot. They'll be side by side heading down into turn 3. Late stages of this race. Can the 11 get on by? Jeff Fugate in the number 9. This will allow San Diego and Smith and McLean to close in. Almost contact there. 9 car up the hill, and Steve Grant going to go on by for the second spot. He'll take it. As now Randy Smith to the inside of teammate Jason San Diego for 4th. Fugate in the 9 looks to be having some issues. Holding up the 22. Contact with the 10 of Smith. Something is off with the 9 car. Caution. Looks like they'll get things sorted here. Gibson with some damage on the nose. That's new. Let's get a replay. It's going to set us up for an interesting run to the finish. 46, he just goes around again. It's so little grip. Getting back on the power off the corners here tonight. Gibson, one of those Team Speedlan cars, again celebrating their 25th anniversary. Has not been the 46 team's night. They've been mired back in traffic throughout this race. So we'll go back green with less than 10 laps to go. So this is the time, folks, to tell your friends to tune in because they don't want to miss it. Boy howdy, we might see something fun here. Another pat on the head for Bristol. Thank you, Greg. They're coming down to the end of this race. Herman Reese will have control for a restart that'll most likely come with 5 laps to go, maybe 6. To wait and see. At that point, if you get a lap or 2 in, caution would end it. Put this field in a tricky spot if you're the 73. Do they want to get by you, or how are they going to navigate this stage of the race? So yeah, it looks like we'll go back green with 5 laps to go. That would end the race. A caution would, at least. Bristol is a golden retriever. He is the goodest of boys. He uses the comments as proof of that. All right, folks. Let's see if Herman Reese can close out a dominating race here. Can Steve Grant pounce on the opportunity? Maybe Fugate in the 9 can Watch these two boys rough each other up here at the end of the race. Let's just sit back, relax, and watch. Green flag. We're back underway. 5 laps to go. Bad restart for the 11. Fugate already looking to the inside, down into 1. Big move. There's contact. 11 car up the hill. Steve Grant driving angry, contact with the teammate. He's going to lose a lot of time. Not going to be pleased with Fugate in the number 9. Herman Reese clear with the race lead. Jason San Diego now second. Here comes Keith McLean looking for 4th to the inside of Randy Smith for the spot. He'll take it. Can Keith get back onto the podium? Smith with a big move to the inside. Keith, big move trying to get by the 9 of Fugate. All this while Herman Reese tries to drive off into the sunset as Fugate's around. Fugate spins on the front straightaway. Caution's out. We're racing back to the line. Can Keith McLean hold on to this 3rd spot? Caution going to be out. Race back to the line. Herman Reese going to win this thing. Jason San Diego going to finish 2nd. And Keith McLean going to round out your podium here tonight. Caution, though. We'll run these last 2 laps under yellow. But, oh, boy. Oh, no. It was contact with the 28 that sent the 9. Here's the replay of it. Fugate got loose getting back on the gas. Wow. Get a replay from high above the contact between the 9 and the 11 on the restart. Fugate got a great jump on Steve Grant here going down into turn 1. Just got too aggressive on the brakes. You see it slides up the hill, locked him up. And Randy Smith's contact with Steve. Folks, this one will end under caution tonight. It'll end with Herman Reese down in victory lane. A dominant performance here tonight from the 73 team. They grab the pole. They keep the track position all night long. They're going to park this 73 in victory lane off of turn 4 for the final time. It'll be Herman Reese claiming the victory here from Martinsville. Jason San Diego's 2nd. Keith McLean rounding out your podium. So Herman Reese gets the job done. He's going to gain about 20 points. Makes it a 40-point gap next week. Back to the 28 Keith McLean. Keith can't have a bad night next week. We'll talk with Keith. We'll talk with 2nd place finisher Jason San Diego. We will talk with our race winner here tonight, Herman Reese, on what this win means as he burns it down for the fans here in Martinsville. Well, that's all the burnouts he wanted to do, I guess, tonight. So, let's race results incoming, folks. We'll get those on your screens as we get that ready for you at home. Let's go ahead and get a word in with our friends from Auto Sim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because Auto Sim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in Owner Mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. Again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. We encourage you, if you're a motorsports fan, if you like those management games, to check it out. It's again available now, $9.99 on Steam. Fully customizable text-based simulation game. It's the premier one on the market. It's Auto Sim 2. All right, results on your screens now. Let's go ahead and step down in victory lane and talk with the driver of the number 73. He leads 118 of 150 laps here tonight, Herman Reese. Herman, you got a copy?
I'm here. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, man, I mean, how much of tonight was doing what you had to do to make next week at least a little bit more manageable to try to claim a championship here in 2023?
Well, yeah, 10-4. I knew I had to come in and lead the most and try and win the pole. And it's hard when the guy that I'm racing for the championship is the teammate. You know, there's four of us. We work so well together. And when Keith had his bad luck, I at one point I think we were even in the points as I was watching it, and I had to take a gamble there, calculate. I needed 3 or 4 cautions, and went ahead and pitted early to assure I was going to be back up front and leading the most, and picked up. But I did what I had to do. I closed it up a little bit. But we're going to Keith's best track, so it's pretty much a lock for him. I've lost, I don't know how many, last 3 or 4 years there at Phoenix. My teammate Jeff was very kind to me there at the end. I just got out of the rhythm. When you're having a caution every 3 laps, it's hard to get locked down in a rhythm. But what a great car I had tonight. I kind of threw some changes last minute that I wasn't too sure of. So we won practice, we won pole, and won the race. It's a good weekend.
Well, it's a great race day here for you, Herman. You know, I wanted to ask the question. I think you pretty much already answered it. So you're monitoring the points throughout the race. I don't know how in depth you're doing that, but how much of a distraction can the points be when you're having a great run like you're having tonight? I know part of it was strategy and track position, and it was hard to pass, and it's Martinsville, right? But how do you keep the focus on what's right there in front of you? Versus, you know, trying not to, versus worrying about that 28 car and what he's doing.
Yeah, you can't worry about it. You just got to run the race and try not to make any mistakes and let it fall where it may. This has just been such an up and down year for me in the league here. It's been feast or famine, and we've had a lot. I think that was the 10th pole and 8th or 9th win, and which everybody said great year. But then there's a bunch of bad nights that, and Keith's been just on an incredible run here lately. So it's going to be tough, but you know, as long as one of the teammates, one of the 4 horsemen wins, that's all that matters.
Well, we're looking forward to see what the results are next week, Herman. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. Got great partners, got great teammates, got great folks supporting you. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Thank you, Joe, and for putting on the show for us and the people at home. And I want to thank my teammates. The work we've been doing here has really paid off and showed for all 4 of us, the twin Jeffs and Keith. And thanks to HOBO Racing. Happy birthday to Steve. Today's Steve Rubino's birthday. He was a little under the weather. And to Bino and the rest of the drivers, it was a lot of fun tonight. I wish you guys could hear us sometimes in there cracking jokes. It's just an absolute blast. And it's hard sometimes to stay focused, but was able to do it. And I appreciate everything everybody does. Just allow us to come out here and have this fun. So, and hopefully we get to see you next week.
Well, Herman, unfortunately, we won't be here next week. I hate to inform you about that, but we're looking forward to seeing what you and the 73 team can do. I know if anyone can make up the gap, if anyone can overcome the points deficit to the 28 next week at Phoenix, it's going to be you and this team. Congratulations on the win here tonight. Good luck next week. As always, it's a pleasure getting the opportunity to talk with you. And again, as always, can't thank you enough for your time.
Thank you, Joe. You have a great night. Have a great holiday if I don't talk to you.
Hey, back at you. Herman Reese, driver of the number 73, your pole sitter, your lap leader, and your race winner here tonight from Martinsville. Let's go ahead and talk with our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 22, taking part Team Speedlan's 25th anniversary, Jason San Diego. Jason, you got a copy?
I sure do. How's it going?
It's going pretty well, and for you and the entire team tonight, 3 of the top 5 throughout most of the race. Of course, things get a little jumbled there at the end, but still, everyone gets their top 5 finish here tonight. How important was this race tonight for you and the team, and how important was the great run that you guys had, just staying up front all night long?
Well, I only ran part of the season, so
Mhm.
it was great to get a good finish there. Second place, probably my best finish of the season. I only ran a handful of races. It's good for the guys, though. It's good for the broadcast since we're sponsoring it. I know Steve's in the chase, Randy's there, so it was a good night for them.
When you look back at this Martinsville race, of course, it was a lot of cautions, a lot of quick little runs. Does that build the confidence behind the wheel that, at a race that can be so on and off, so finicky like the one here tonight, that you managed to get the good finish? Does that help build confidence for you behind the wheel?
Well, I think the cautions hurt me because I never got a long run in there. And it really helped Herman because I think he would have been short on gas if
Mhm,
that didn't, all those cautions weren't there. But so it's hard to get a good rhythm. This is a rhythm track.
mhm,
So with all the cautions, it's hard to get a good rhythm. But at least it's hard to pass. So
mhm.
all the cautions help you keep your spot if you're towards the front.
Well, keep the spot up front tonight, Jason. A great result again for you and the entire team. Second place run for you specifically here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Of course, great partner on the car. Got great folks supporting you. The floor is yours to shout out all the sponsors, family, friends. You know what to do, buddy.
Yeah, thank my teammates, Team Speedlan guys, Steve for running the league, keeping the league going, and everybody for watching the broadcast.
Well, Jason, again, congratulations on the second place run here tonight. Want to wish you good luck. We know you're racing it in a bunch of other leagues that we're broadcasting, of course, over on Thursday nights as well with Bomb Squad. Good luck when we see you there next. And again, can't thank you enough for your time. A pleasure talking with you.
Thanks a lot.
Jason San Diego, driver the number 22, your second place finisher here tonight from Martinsville. Let's go ahead and finally head down and talk with our third place finisher. He's the driver of the number 28, Keith McLean. Keith, you got a copy.
Mac Daddy.
I,
Oh, good Lord.
how did you rebound tonight? Because I think they were trying to make you finish last. If I didn't know any better.
The struggle was real. One, I got a little loose and spun,
Mhm.
and then it was just in the back. And because they got two, you're supposed to, if you cause 2 cautions, you're done.
Mhm.
So the rest of the night, it was like, oh, please don't wreck nobody. Please don't wreck nobody.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get as many points as I can after I screwed up so bad.
How tough is it? You're racing a teammate. You're doing all these things on the track. He's having a great night. You know exactly what his strategy is, right? Lead the most laps, win the race, max points night. You know that's what he has to do to try to at least make next week manageable, or realistic, or whatever word you want to use. How tough is it knowing that on one hand, but also knowing that you kind of got to balance that, like you said, you got to balance the aggressiveness. You can't be over aggressive. You can't make another mistake.
No, and then I blew third gear on a restart.
Oh my goodness.
I was just starting in fourth. I mean, it was so slow on the restarts anyway. I was like, that'd be better going from second to fourth and stripping that too, and then there would be no chance. So Herman had a really good car, but his best thing about his car tonight was he was in front and he had track position. Because I believe you could have put anybody up front tonight, not taking anything away from Herman because he had a really good car, but it wouldn't have mattered. It's so hard to pass.
Well, track position ends up being key. You do a great job, though, of getting yourself back to the front here tonight, Keith. Congratulations on the podium finish. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. As always, got great partners on the car, got great folks to shout out and thank. The floor is yours. You know what to do.
I'll give a shout out to Speedlan. It's their 25th anniversary. They sponsored this race and the last race, and great group of guys. Been running with them for, God, since like 2007 or 8. So it's been a long time. They're good guys. And I'd like to thank Pam. She puts up with me again. She was going to get in here and talk to y'all, but she got shy. Shout out to Steve Rubino. Today's his birthday, and he's homesick in the bed. So get well soon, buddy. Shout out y'all. Thanks for everything y'all do. And all the admins. And congrats, Herman. You had a great car. Good win. And give our condolences to Fugate for the little tap there at the end. But there wasn't a whole lot I could do. He was loose, and it was the end. I'm sorry.
Well, Keith, again, a great result here tonight in the grand scheme of things. And I have a decent points lead going into Phoenix, one of your best tracks. Congratulations on the podium. As always, a pleasure getting the opportunity to talk with you. And again, can't thank you enough for your time.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. Hey, Mac Daddy brought her home third. Way to go.
Keith Mac Daddy McLean, your third place finisher here tonight. Folks, that's going to wrap up our coverage here with our friends at HOBO Racing. Again, unfortunately, conflict of schedules. Not going to be here live next week for Phoenix, so if you want to stay up to date on what happens, you can follow HOBO Racing on Facebook, and you can also check out hoboracing.com to get the results and standings at the end of the season. Maybe we'll do our best to try to get something for you folks at home. A big thank you has to go out to Team Speedlan for their sponsorship of tonight's race, as well as the previous two that we've done here with our friends at HOBO. Without great sponsors bringing us out to the track, we're not able to do this. We're not able to broadcast these events. And again, we can't thank again our friends at Team Speedlan for being the presenting sponsor of tonight's HOBO Racing Cup Series action from Martinsville. Folks, remember, if you want to get in on the action here at HOBO Racing, you can head to hoboracing.com to find out more and sign up. Always looking for drivers racing Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursday nights. You can find the rules, how to sign up, where to sign up is hoboracing.com. How to sign up is on this website. Again, folks, though, we can't thank you enough for your support of us here tonight. Click the like button on the video, subscribe, follow us on our social media. And again, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, I've been Joe Towanski. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval. Whitehill in through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and they're wrecking behind them. You have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
The contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy